Andariki namaskaramlu. Today is very important day for all of us that we are starting a very core subject of this course, Sanaatana Dharma, by Dr. Visalakshi garu. I will briefly tell her about her, but her profile is posted in the group. Now I request Aditi to chant Prarthana, please.
Namaste. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatame Sada.
ధన్యవాదములండి. Now, our speaker for today is Dr. Somanji Tangirala Visalakshi garu. She is MA in Sanskritam, MPhil, PhD, and Visharada in Upanishads, Visharada in Hindi, DB, HPS. She is the vice president of Sanaatana Dharma in Veda Samskruti Samiti, our organization, who is conducting this webinars. And she is the senior faculty in our all our courses. And she has delivered many webinars to the members of VSS. And she is retired from Osmania University as ex-Sanskrit assistant professor, and she was ex-managing trustee of one of the World University Foundation Trust of Hyderabad. Now, let us invite her and request her to start the webinar, please.
Om Sri Mahaganathipataye Namaha. Om Sri Mahaganathipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Rajarajeshwarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Medha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Sivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Sivaya Cha Namah Sivaya. Om Namah Sivaya. Ratnakara Thauta Padam Himalaya Kiritini Brahma Rajarshi Ratnatyam Vande Bharata Mataram. Sabhaye Namaha. Good evening to everyone. I am very happy that we are able to conduct such a beautiful, wonderful course of knowing about our Sanaatana Dharma and educating the essence of our Sanaatana Dharma to the youth who are the real, that is, those who have to know. In fact, everybody has to know, but the children and youth should know the greatness of our Bharata Desha, the greatness of our Sanaatana Dharma and our real history. So, I first bow down, I do pranamams to our motherland, to the Veda Mata. The knowledge of Veda itself is Brahman, and it is considered as Mata. Veda Mata, we say. I do pranamams to Bharata Mata, whose feet are being washed by oceans and who possesses the Himalaya mountains as the crown, Kirita, and who shines the great Maharshis and Rajarshis are like the jewels and gems, Ratnas, of that Kirita. To such a great Bharata Mata, we must bow down, and we have to keep up the greatness and prestige of our Bharata Desha. Bharatasya Pratishthadve Samskrutam Samskrutis Tatha Dese. our Samskrita Bhasha and our Samskruti, the tradition, the culture, the greatness, the knowledge of Vedas, the Vaidika Vangmaya, which is being kept at the top of the world. The Vedas gave the knowledge the first time to the entire mankind and to the world. The whole world, all mankind, they recognize the spiritual greatness of our Vaidika Vangmaya. So now you are all fortunate enough to get admitted into this course, and now you are all learning. I want you to convey about our classes and our Sanaatana Dharma essence to all those whom you know, and especially those who have joined in this course. Though more than 110 students joined, hardly 20-30 children are coming, but it is your duty to present to all the classes. We are conducting very short time. In fact, within 1 hour, all our great eminent scholars are trying to impart you only the important points. We are not discussing and explaining in a detailed manner as we used to do to others. Now here for you, we give only the gist. We are giving only the points as the essence, which should inculcate in you and create interest in you, by which you yourself should come forward and seek elders to teach you. You should go and get the books collected and go through the books. You have to study. It is through Sravana, Manana, and Nidhichasana we say the knowledge comes to us. And also knowledge passes from elders to youngsters, from one generation to other generation, from parents to children, from gurus to the disciples, students, in fourfold method. That is Atiti, Bodha, Acharana and Pracharana, we say. First we have to study. We have to study as much as possible throughout the life. Whenever we get any time, we are all human beings are lifelong students, because even if we study for hours and hours throughout the life, not only one birth, several births also, not even a bindu, a point of the entire knowledge, ocean like knowledge is there. Not even a drop of water of knowledge we can gain in our this little span of life. Suppose the knowledge is like a very big tree, not even worth of a leaf of knowledge can be gained by us throughout, even though we try to study throughout the life. Such is the vast knowledge which is given to us by Paramatma and also by our sages. So all of us should try to know the essence. In the at the time of inauguration, I said, Ananta Shastram Baku Veditavyam. So just like the swan, which takes only the milk and leaves water, similarly, what essence is there in different topics of our Vaidika Vangmaya, the great masters who have been arranged here by the directors and founder of our Veda Samskruti Samiti, Sri Akela Hemakanta Prabhakar Rao garu, Dr. CSR Prabhu garu, Dr. Lieutenant Colonel, Dr. Akela Amarendra Babu garu, and all, they have arranged. So you should utilize it. And because it may take 100 hours time for you to get such knowledge, which will be conveyed to you within a few hours. So you are fortunate in that way. And those who are utilizing are fortunate. Those who are missing are really losers. So you tell to your friends also. Since I am suffering from throat infection, cold, and some throat defect, my voice is not properly coming. Even then, just I'm trying to tell you, you bear with this voice. When once my voice becomes normal, then in other classes, I can teach well, I think. Now also I'll try to speak as as my voice permits. And in fact, I want to give today only the points, the main and important points which exist in our Sanaatana Dharma, which are to be known by all of you. And I want to interact with you, whoever whatever points you are aware of, in whatever manner, you can tell me, express your feelings, and what all you want to know in detail, that also you can tell me. And what you know, you can tell me, because already you have studied, that is, you have attended the classes of Dr. C.S.R. Prabhu Garu, Dr. Patel Garu, who have explained some concept, some topics regarding our Sanaatana Dharma. In fact, Sanaatana Dharma is so vast, so deep, so sublime, so great that even if you listen thousands of times from the mouths of eminent scholars several times, even then still a lot of matter will always be left off. And also in different perspectives, different scholars may be expressing their own points of knowledge which they have gained either by study, self-study, or through gurus, through shastras and all. So even if the same topic is explained by 100%, then also 100 different points will be known by you. You can think over the points from your perspective also, and you can enrich the points. Now I will tell only, try to explain the most important and certain points about our Sanaatana Dharma. So what is Sanaatana Dharma is to be known first, because many people, they are thinking it is Hinduism. Somebody named it. Of course, even that word got very good significance also. But ours is, we are Bharatiyas. Ours is Bharata Desha. And the Dharma which we are following is Sanaatana Dharma. That is to be known first. Many people are not at all aware of even this word also. Now we will just, that is here, we'll just give only a few points. If you know, suppose some points you might have already heard from the elders, then you can think of the same points from the taking the inner meanings of them and the great knowledge which exists in all the words, because each and every word of Sanskrit language got very good significance and greatness. So through Gurukula Vidya Vidhana, in fact, we have to study. In fact, now due to Muslim invasions of foreigners, we can say, Mughal rules and also many other persons ruled our country for several hundreds of years, 1,000 years also. Then British people ruled for more than 300 years. So for hundreds of years, we people are kept away from our real Gurukula Vidya Vidhana, the way of studying through Guru Sishya Parampara, sitting before the Guru at the hermitages, at Vanavatikas, and studying. And also the real history which has to be studied and learned by us Sanatana Dharmaniya is, it has been kept aside, disturbed, and not at all to be made to be, not at all to be known by people. And these British people, they wrote in their own way our history. We should speak about ourselves. How can foreigners speak about us? But they wrote history, and for hundreds of years we are learning that. So the minds of all the people, they got polluted. They are thinking that false, wrong knowledge is correct knowledge. What all they are saying, that is correct, but that is wrong. So we should know what is our real history, what is the greatness of our heritage, our sages, the knowledge given to us, and why it is called as Sanaatana Dharma. Sanaatana means, even Paramatma's name is Sanaatana. Sanaatana means ancient, most ancient. Actually, our Dharma started when the creation started. Paramatma, the creator, when did this creation, at the same time, simultaneously, he created the Samskrita Bhasha. He gave the knowledge in the form of Vedas. Vedas and our entire Vedic Vagmaya is in Samskrita Bhasha. In the Vedas and later in Shruti, Smriti, Granthas, Dharma Shastras and all, the way of life is given to us by sages. So that the life, the marga, the way which is given to us to lead the entire life, that is Sanaatana Dharma Marga we are following. So we should know about certain points. Now just I'll give only points and you try to listen and keep up. Nearly 28 or 29 points. Now I will tell you what we have to know a little about Sanaatana Dharma. And all these points can be elaborated in a very lengthy manner with so many stories, so many quotations, so many references in a detailed manner, but only names I'm mentioning now. First of all, you should know what is meant by Dharma. Then what is meant by Sanaatana Dharma? Second point. Now what is the source of our Sanaatana Dharma? And how our Sanaatana Dharma, how and when it originated, and how it spread the entire earth mass. Once upon a time, actually, the whole world got only one Dharma, Sanaatana Dharma. All human beings, they used to follow only this Sanaatana Dharma. And all the entire mankind, all human beings, used to talk only in Samskrita Bhasha. Sanskrit is our national language, the medium of instruction, and all the granthas are there in Sanskritam. But later on, due to all these other defects that occurred in our country, our Samskrita Bhasha is kept aside. And most of the people forgot. And those who are great scholars, those who are great valorous people, those who are great gurus having wonderful knowledge, they have been killed ruthlessly, they have been destroyed. And foreigners, they thought that they can establish their supremacy over us by making us their servants mentally, physically, and keeping us away from our dharma, our way of life, our beliefs, our customs and traditions, our Vaidika Vangmaya, and that great knowledge, and our Samskrita Bhasha. So it is our duty to restore everything once again. We should become what we are, what we were, what we should be. Now the next point is what is meant by Vaidika Vangmaya. What all points come under the title Vaidika Vangmaya. And also we should know about Satyam and Dharmam. Satyameva Jayate Nanritam. That is our emblem. So Satyam. Then Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, says the Upanishad. So we should know what is Satya, what is Dharma. In a very lengthy manner, you have to know, only points I'm giving. Now, what is the essence of the teachings of Sanaatana Dharma? That you should know perfectly. How many types of dharmas are there? Then what are the Shasvata dharmas? And what are the dharmas that change with the change of person, place, then kala, the time, when time changes, when persons change, when space changes, then the certain dharmas, they change. So what are those? So Shasvata dharmas and normal dharmas. And dharmas also, Vyakti dharmas are there, Apat dharmas are there, Dharma Sukshmas are there. Then Samishti dharmas. Vyashti dharma belongs to individual. Samishti dharma is common dharma. It's common to all individuals. Satyam, Dharmam, Samata, Prema, Daya, Ahimsa, we say. These are all common to the entire mankind, all human beings. Whereas Vyakti dharmas are different with regard to parents, teachers, his own dharma, family in which he is born, the country in which he is born, the place, etc. Depending upon so many points. So then Sankhika dharmas are there. Then Samishti dharmas. Together we have to do certain dharmas. Then Prakriti dharmas are there. Jantu dharmas, Manava dharmas, Daiva dharmas. Prakriti dharma means also are there. Then Swadharma is there to each and everyone. More than all these, Atma Dharma. Atmartham Prithvin Tyajet, they say. Tyajet ekam kulasyarthe, gramasyarthe kulam tyajet, graman janapadasyarthe, Atmartham Prithvin Tyajet. So too, Uddhared Atman Atmanam, Natmanam Avasadayet. Atmeva hi Atmano Bandhur, Atmaiva Ripur Atmanaha, says Bhagavad Gita. So we should elevate ourselves from this level to the higher levels so that we can achieve all Purusharthas. What are Purusharthas? Paramatma has given us this human birth, this upathi of human beings, which is Jantunam Narajanma Durlapam. It's very difficult to get the birth of a human being, either male or female. This upathi itself got so many facilities which all other animals, they do not have. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunani samanyametat pasubhir naranam jnanam ki tesham athiko visesho jnanena hinaha pasubhir samanah, they say. The knowledge that we possess makes us greater than all 84 lakhs of living creatures. And no animal can read, write, and worship the God, think of Dharma. So all these human beings can do. We are able to talk, express our feelings. We can stand, we can sit, we can walk, and we can worship God. We can think of that supreme ultimate reality. We got the inquisitiveness and also wisdom to think of who am I, what is this body, and what is that which exists in us and makes us to enjoy this world through our sense organs and making us think of and making us live with the life. So what is that I? What is that relationship of this I? That is Jiva with the nature and with the Paramatma, the creator. So in such a way, we can think of in a higher levels which normal animals cannot do. So we should utilize that. Human beings took birth here to get themselves prarabdham bhogato nashet, we say. In several births, we did so many births and we have acquired a lot of merits and demerits. So we say sanchita karma is there, prarabdha karma, then agami karma, the result of the actions which we are doing now. So we got the wisdom. If we work according to Shastra, we can completely nullify the effects of all these three karmas. Prarabdha karma, prarabdham bhogato nashit, we have to suffer or enjoy. But we can make even our sanchita karma nullified completely, get destroyed, and agami karma will not come to us. Thus, we can get liberation also. We can lead the whole entire life for 120 years. That is the span of life given to us according to our Vedas, Maharshis. So those who follow Shastra and lead a dharmika way of life can live for 100 years and more than 100 years. Then while living, we can enjoy with all the facilities that are given to us by Paramatma. The only thing is God has given us the key to open and enjoy the luxuries of life. So that key we should know. What is that? How to enjoy. If we purchase any either washing machine or any TV or something, then a manual will be given to us as to how to utilize that, use that, because we do not know in the beginning. Then we get accustomed. When we once go through that and try to practice that becomes easy for us. Similarly, Paramatma created this entire universe, created all living creatures, human beings and all. And so many enjoyments are given in the nature, in the Prakriti Mata. And Paramatma gave us certain rules and regulations of code of conduct for us. If we follow them and live happily, we can enjoy all these, and yet we will not get the good or bad results of that. So we can get moksha, we can live happily here throughout the life. And after life, when we leave this body and go to higher resins, Divya Lokas, Devaloka, either Swargaloka or Devendra Vaikuntha, Kailasa, etc. So many Manidvipas, many other lokas. There also we can enjoy a lot. And if we are real mumukshus, we can get liberated. Moksha also. And so all these dharmas come under one point, and dharma can be explained in hundreds of pages. So much vast knowledge is given about dharma in all our Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavata, and everywhere, especially in our Bharata, Shantya, Anusasanika Parvas. Thousands of advices are there, and so many upakhyanas are there, and each and every story gives us certain dharmas, dharma sukshmas and all. So, only one sloka I will say, at least these qualities we should try to develop. Thruti kshama damosteyam damaha asteyam shaucham indriya nigrahaha hrihi vidya satyam akrodhaha eta dharmasya lakshanam. Dasakam dharma lakshanam. They said these 10 qualities. It is there in Manu Dharma Shastra. And so many other qualities are there. These are only 10 points which we should know. So, Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam, Priyam cha Nanrutam Bruyat, Yesha Dharma Sanaatana. This is the Sanaatana Dharma, says our elders say us. This is a very beautiful quotation and saying. Kruteshu Pratikartavyam, Esha Dharma Sanatanaha. It is there in Ramayana, Sundarakanda. Samudra says to Mainaka Parvata, this sentence. Then Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha says our dharma, and immediately Dharma Himsa Tathaivacha. That is Ahimsa, non-violence, not hurting anybody either physically or mentally, is the great dharma. But if anyone hurts, destroys our dharma, the deities, that is our gods, the idols, our idols of gods, then certainly we should revolt. Shete Shacham Samachare, we say. We should not think that because we are following Ahimsa, we have to bear. We should never bear. If anybody comes into your house and occupies and robs all your property, will you keep quiet? No, never. If anybody comes and insults either your mother or father or sisters or somebody, we will immediately, that is actually we jump over him. We want to conquer him and protect us ourselves. That is Atma Dharma. Thus, similarly, we have to protect our Dharma, Swadharma, Sanatana Dharma. We have to protect our gods. Of course, people may say, those who do not have proper way of thinking, they may say, God is all powerful, so God should protect himself. No, God is, of course, he is there, he is all powerful, all pervading, but it is our duty. We have to take care of and protect the idols, the temples, the holy places, the siddhasramas, the entire Bharata Desha. We have to protect. It is our foremost duty. Then suppose if we have to say what is the essence of all the scriptures, innumerable scriptures are there, then we can say just in half of the sloka, that is just in one line we can say, says great sage, slokarthena pravakshami yaduktam grantha kotipihi paropakara punyaya papaya parapedanam. Punya is to do upakara to others, to entire mankind and nature. Paropakara, paropakara idam shariram. The entire nature, the trees, rivers, sun, moon, everything, they all are for benevolence of others, the mankind and living beings. So paropakara is the most important one. Then, and in fact, even there are such thousands of sentences and beautiful quotations are there in our Sanatana Dharma Vaidika Vangmaya. Papaya Parapidanam, they say, to afflict and in your creating agony to others, that itself is papa. So we should never do any wrong deeds which give us papa. We should always do meritorious deeds which give us punya. So we have to follow such sayings. And the entire Vaidika Vangmaya And the original Moola Granthas, we say the original text of all the branches of education, not leaving even a single one. All these original Granthas got their roots in the Vedas. Certainly, all the roots are there in the form of either Veda mantras or slokas in our Shastras and in Vedas and all. So certainly, for each and every Shastra, there are proofs. If you are capable of going through the text, original books, you can understand. Even when the Anubambus, atom bombs are invented, the Moola Sutra is there in the Vedas. Even for Naukayana, the sutras are there. For any sort of Shastra, the roots are there given in our Vedas, Vedic mantras, and then the other Shastra Granthas, which wrote the essence of the Grantha, seeing in different perspectives and different viewpoints. So all the branches of education, sciences, arts, commerce, then Chatushashti Kalas, 64 Kalas we say, then all the 4 Vedas, 4 Upavedas, then 4 Vedangas, Siksha, Vyakaranam, Chendo, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Tatha, Kalpascheti, Shadangani. All 6 Vedangas, then Shad Darsanas. 6 Darshanas are there. Then Yoga, Sankhya. These are two like that we say. Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. 6 Darshanas. Darshana means those which are seen, the Maharshis in their meditative state when Ritumpara Prajna arises in them. They saw, they heard the sentences from the speakings of Paramatma. They saw certain forms. Then for them, they gave the Nama Rupas. They spoke about even the Devatas. Thus, these Vigrahas came. Then all the truths became visible to them. And from their own perspective, from different viewpoints, they saw the truth and they wrote Darshanas. So then Ashtadasa Mahapuranas, Ashtadasa Upapuranas are there, then Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, etc. are there. Artha Shastra is there, Yoga Shastra, then Jyotish Shastra, Khagola Shastra, Ka means sky. So about the planets, sky, and also Grahagolas, their Sthitigatis, etc. And also Nakshatra Shastra is there. Then Paugolika Shastra, geology. And also Jantu Shastra, zoology, then Mantra Shastra, Tantra Shastra, Yantra Shastra, so many yantras are there. Then all Upasana Granthas are there, Veda Ganitam is there. Then Shabda Shakti, that itself is a very big Shastra, rhetorics and phonetics, all these are there. Then Jalantargami Vidya is there. Then so many Smriti Granthas and Gruhya Sutras, we say, Dharma Shastras, we say Manusmriti, Parasara Smriti, then Harita Smriti, Narada Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, then Gautama Smriti, Bruhaspati Smriti, like that, so many Smriti Granthas are there. All these got their roots in Vedas, and also all these exist in Samskrita Bhasha, Deva Bhasha. So we have to learn Sanskritam first. So all of you should learn Samskrita Bhasha thoroughly, so that you should be able to understand the meanings of the mantras of Vedas, the slokas of Shastras, and also you should study modern science also, so that you should always think in a logical manner. Tarka Shastra is very important. Logical thinking comes to us, and later on they develop this logic by Westerners and all. But original is our Nyaya Darshana, Nyaya Shastra. In fact, our Sanaatana Dharma itself is very scientific and very logical. So all of you should try to acquire such great knowledge and try to bring out the hidden truths from Vedas and our Shastra Granthas and educate the entire mankind, so that the mankind and all living beings and nature also should get benefited by your wisdom, your work, and your zeal and spirit and enthusiasm. So we all should know the greatness of such great, sublime Sanatana Dharma and the knowledge it contains. Then another point, the fourth point, I think 3 points only I covered. Fourth one is Punarjanma Siddhanta. Rebirth, the doctrine of rebirth. It is 10 points, I think I have covered. Yes, it is 11th point. Now I discussed, and 12th point is of Sanaatana Dharma is Punarjanma Siddhanta, doctrine of rebirth. Then Karma Siddhanta, doctrine of karma. Then 14th point is definition of Deva, Daiva. Divu Krida Vijigisha Vyavahara Dyuti Stuti Swapna Moda Mada Kanti Gatishu. There is a root by name Divu. So all these are the meanings of that root. So all these are kriyas which got different meanings. So people, all those who are doing all these works are gods. So in that sense, even I myself and all of you, the entire mankind, even all living creatures also are devas, deva, not only gods whom we worship. So each and every atom of our motherland, the whole universe is filled with divine power and divine wisdom. That is our concept. So we should know what is the definition of Deva. Very wonderful definitions are given in Upanishads and also in our Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Bharata and all granthas. Later we can know in detail if you want. Evaniche Jeninchu Jagamabani Lopala Nundi, that one poem is enough. Yatova Imani Bhutani Jayante, that one mantra is enough. Like that, thousands of sentences are there in Upanishads and all. And then also we should know about the importance and greatness of Vigraha Aradhana. Vigraha Aradhana. We have to worship, and we are worshipping that ultimate reality in the form of Pratipa, we say, in the form of either turmeric or in the portraits or as the idols, or in the form of even granthas we worship. So we should know. Now 15th point is how to tell sankalpam, because several times while doing nitya karmas, naimitika karmas, then daiva karyas or yajna yagadi kratus and even pitru karmas and all, we say sankalpa. So what is meant by sankalpa? How to tell it? You should know. Then 16th point is importance of gotras and pravara. We belong to certain gotra, because gotras came from Saptarshis first. Later on they got stretched, and then from all Maharshis and from different sources we are named with certain gotra. We belong to a certain sect of persons. So we should remember our elders to whom we belong. So gotra and pravara, the rishis to whom we belong, we should say, and our pitru devatas also. Then next point is Go Brahmana Hita. Go Brahmanebhya Subhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, we say. Why do we say like that? What is the greatness of cows and Brahmins? That's very important. It should be known. Then next 18th point is what are Nitya Karmas? Shat Karmani Dine Dine. They have given 6 karmas. Then what is meant by Naimitika Karma and what are they? Then 19th point is significance of Agni Aradhana. We all are Agni Aradhakas. We worship fire god. We worship sun god. Asavaditya Brahma, we say. And ours is Yajna Samskruti. We do Yajna Yagadi Kratus. So we should know about that. Then next point is Chaturvarna Cheturasrama Dharmas. Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha, said Paramatma in Bhagavad Gita. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, what is meant by it? How this division is made by Paramatma himself. Why we have to follow? As long as people followed this, they all of them were very happy. They live very peaceful, harmonious, happy life. When once foreigners started to create this caste system and creating differences in between the minds of people, then minds got polluted. So we should leave that pollution once again, and we should make ourselves very clear. Then Chatur Asramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. Ashramas are there. Every human being should lead the life in through these stages. Then 21st point is Chaturvidha Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and moksha. Now 22nd point is bhakti marga, karma marga, jnana marga, like that. Bhakti, karma, dhyana, upasana, yoga, then jnana, upasana, margas, they are all the different paths which lead to divinity. So what are they? How to, if a person is bhakta, how he has to lead? So bhakti marga, karma marga, dharma marga, then upasana marga, yoga marga, jnana marga, all these are to be known by us. Our shastras explained in a very elaborated manner with several stories and sayings and all. Now next 23rd point is Maharshis gave us Pravrutti Marga and Nivrutti Marga. What is meant by Pravrutti? What is meant by Nivrutti? So, Pravrutti, the knowledge, the entire knowledge, except the knowledge of Upanishads, except the knowledge of ultimate reality, yaya tadaksharam para yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate, they say. Except that it alone is Brahmajnana, Paravidya, that is Nivrutti Marga, and the entire knowledge is Aparavidya. So that is Preyo Marga and Pravrutti Marga. Nivrutti Marga is Shreyo Marga. Then 24th point is Guru Sishya Parampara. Through Gurus, the Sishyas, the disciples gain knowledge, Maukika, through oral recitation, because all the Vedas got Chandas. So with Swara, they have to be learnt. So this Guru Sishya Parampara and Gurukula Vidya Vidhana, what is the importance and greatness we should know. Then we have to know about Shodasa Samskaras, which all of us are following, but we do not know the greatness and significance of them in our lives. Yet all of us are following, so you should know particularly about them. Then Kutumba Vyavastha, our family system. We have to know what is the importance of having a good family. What benefits are there in the family system? So nowadays, people are getting separated and nuclear families are arising. But once upon a time, till recent times, they all used to live together very happily. So this Kutumba Vyavastha and also Vaivahika Bandha. What is the greatness of marriage and that mutual marriage bond that is to be known? Actually, this divorce system is not at all there in our Sanaatana Dharma. But because of this foreign influence, people, because of their egoistic feelings, selfishness, due to wrong way of thinking, due to excessive education, which is not at all wanted, people are getting, because they could not bear anything, they could not cooperate mutually. Actually, marriage means cooperation. Life itself means cooperation. Mother and children also, they are getting cooperated. We have to be cooperative with each and every individual of society. Otherwise, we cannot survive. Then wife and husband mutual understanding should be there. Without understanding that, people are divorcing, which is not our culture. So we should know about the importance and greatness of Kutumba Vyavastha and also marriage bond, Vaivahika Jivana Pramukyata. Then the 27th point is the place of women in our Sanaatana Dharma, in our Vedas, Upanishads, our Sahitya and all. Yatra Naryastu Pujanti Ramanti Tatra Devata, we say. Whenever we worship gods, Sita Rama, we say. Parvati Parameswara, Lakshmi Narayana. So like that, we first speak about Stri Nama, names of women, and then Purusha. So such importance is given. Ardhanarishwara Tattva is being worshipped by us. Shiva, Shakti, both are one and the same. So that Tattva we have to know. So to know that, we should know what is meant by the word Stri, what is its greatness, and the position, place given to the Stri, the woman in our Vedas, Vedic Vangmaya, and also at the medieval age, why certain changes took place, and how this modern Mahila, modern woman is behaving. All these also we should know to think properly. So this is the point, and thus several other points are there. I have mentioned only 28 or 29, I think. And in fact, the entire knowledge of the whole universe, it is there in the Vedas and the teachings of Vaidika Vangmaya. The same ideas might have arisen in the minds of different great scholars at different places. So the same ideas might have been written by so many people simultaneously at the same time, even by different scientists here and at other places also. All those are great divine powers given by Paramatma only to all of us. So now, how many of you are aware of how many of these points you can tell me, or you can think of in your mind? And what if anybody asked you what is meant by Sanatana Dharma, you should be able to tell. And what is the essence of Dharma? What is the essence of our Sanatana Dharma? You should be able to tell something, at least for a paragraph, for 10 minutes, 1 hour. You should be able to tell. If any foreigners or if any our people, your relatives, brothers, sisters, or friends, if they criticize or point out or ask any real inquisitive doubts also regarding our devatas or our dharma, our teachings, our granthas, our sages, our elders, any point, you should be in a position to answer properly in a convincing manner, in a scientific manner, reasonable method, systematically. So to have such great, wonderful knowledge and capacity to express the essence of it, you should learn, you should attend all these courses regularly, study well. If teacher teaches for 1 hour, the students have to study for 10 hours. That is the system, which normally I used to tell to all the students whomever I taught in at colleges, degree college or wherever I taught. So the same is to be connected to you also. I have to tell that you should also try to develop your knowledge by questioning. Even Upanishadic knowledge also, all the disciples questioned. They are all Brahma Jignasus. They studied a lot. Even then they approached Brahmajnanis, Gurus, and expressed the doubts. And Brahmajnanis, the Gurus, they taught them. So the question should be there, and then only answer comes. So through question answers, we can learn a lot. By going through the books, we can gain knowledge. By listening Shravana, Pravachanas, we can gain knowledge. Ultimate aim is to gain proper knowledge. Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka we should have. So for today, I will stop here. And if any of you want to say anything, you can tell. And what about what points among these you want me to tell tomorrow, I will tell. If you do not say anything, I'll just tomorrow give you the gist of all these points in 1 or 2 lines, just to give you a sort of glimpse of our Sanatana Dharma. Swasti. You can interact now, all of you.
Okay. Dhanyavadamulanడి. Now the forum platform is open. Anybody wants to ask any question? All the first preference is to the students. If you have any questions, you please shoot. I think you are all unmuted, no problem. Any basic question you have, you can ask.
First of all, I want to ask all of you students, have you understood what I wanted to tell you today? Have you understood anything? Is it clear to you? Any of you, please answer. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Ji.
Okay, thank you. If any doubts are there, you can ask me. Do you know answers to any of these questions which I put in front of you now?
Please unmute and say. Okay, you can think of, the questions today. You can also discuss among yourselves. And then you can shoot the questions tomorrow. So that can be further explained tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you so much for explaining Sanatana Dharma, its essential components today, and we will further discuss it tomorrow. So all the students, please inform your colleagues also to come tomorrow and listen to this Sanatana Dharma. This is the core topic. Now, shall we close?
We have to go to Prarthana, and then after the thing, it will be open for others.
Okay.
Okay. We'll go for the Prarthana.
Okay.
Aditi?
Yes, Ji.
Yeah.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः स्वस्ति धन्यवाद
Ati Uttamam. Thank you so much. Now, let us go for Janaganamana. I request all of you to stand up. Don't leave the session. Hello, Chittibabu garu.
Yeah. जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हे